Karoline Leavitt, Trump 2024 National Press Secretary, here in studio. Good morning to you. Initial reaction on this is what, Caroline?
We are pleasantly surprised that Joe Biden has finally accepted and acknowledged President Trump's challenge to debate him. We have long been saying President Trump is ready to do this anytime, anywhere, any place. President Trump has already responded to the news this morning of Joe Biden's acknowledgement of this challenge, saying he sounds great on the June date, sounds great on the September date. However, it is interesting that Joe Biden's handlers said they don't want a large audience. They understand that Joe Biden cannot speak to a large crowd. That's why all of his campaign events are very controlled. They're also obviously very fearful of the angry American protesters that follow Joe Biden everywhere he goes. But nevertheless, President Trump will be up there on that stage. He is ready, and the American people deserve this. They deserve to hear directly from both candidates. This election is the gravest contrast we've ever had in American history. A former president, a current president, President Trump with a record of success, Joe Biden with a record of weakness and failures.
After they put out that video, which had 5 cuts, I would mention, in a 14-second video, Joe Biden said on Twitter, or X, excuse me, "When I get up on stage, it'll be me and this grassroots team versus Donald Trump and his MAGA minions. It will be democracy versus authoritarianism, revenge and retribution versus a vision for our future." I mean, I think we see where Mr. Unity is planning to go.
Yeah, the president who campaigned on unifying the country has done more to divide the country and ridicule half of the country, millions and millions of people who believe in President Trump and his message to make this country great again. And that's exactly why this debate is necessary. President Trump has said the greatest unifier in this country is going to be success. It's going to be the security of our southern border, which only President Trump can deliver. It's going to be a rebuilding of our American economy. We had the inflation numbers, also breaking news, out this morning. Inflation is over 3% for 37 months in a row because of Joe Biden's failed economic policies. All Americans were better off under President Trump's administration. That's why he's leading in the polls, and you'll hear him talk about that.
They're going to make the argument that inflation's slowing. This is proof of it. We'll see whether or not that argument holds. But you're right, Dana. There are 5 edits in that short video clip that we played. The polling numbers from the New York Times this week were dreadful.
Provided.
You have to, correct. You have to think that the White House wants to go on offense, and I think that's what his campaign is trying to do to start a conversation here. Have you talked to Trump this morning?
We have, yes.
Okay. Is he going to make any demands here? Or is he going to allow the White House to drive everything that is done with these debates?
Well, look, our teams will obviously negotiate the terms, the networks. Joe Biden's campaign team coincidentally said that this network they don't want to have to host one of the debates. They said they'd use previous networks from 2016 and the 2020 cycles, which include ABC, CBS, Telemundo, and CNN. Look, President Trump has said, again, he'll do it anytime, anywhere, any place, and we'll let our teams negotiate the
think
details.
I'm okay with like a smaller audience, and I'll tell you why. I think that sometimes, just having moderated that debate in September, it gets a little chaotic. But that's different. There were 9 people on stage, high stakes. They agreed on 98% of what we were talking about, so there was a lot of that. But I do think in some ways it advantages President Trump, because in a crowd situation, the Biden people would be like, we've got to bring extra, so we could give him some energy. And if you just see them together, side by, like we look at the videos, we see the things separately, but in terms of energy, command of the issues, ability to think on their feet, decisiveness, I think that could actually work in Trump's favor.
Well, look, President Trump is comfortable speaking in both environments, right? He has smaller events all the time. He also has massive rallies like we saw this past weekend in Deep Blue, New Jersey, with more than 100,000 people there. And so he's comfortable with doing it. It's Joe Biden who is weak,
so
Joe Biden who stumbles through a 15-minute teleprompter speech.
I want to get to one last point. Put it back on the screen, guys, the qualifications that we understand right now. Look at the last one. Microphones only active during each candidate's turn. That was an issue in 2020.
I think that's okay, too.
For President Trump, but it may be. But you may or may not be able to voice objections if something is said on stage.
That's certainly an effort to protect Joe Biden, who obviously has an issue with his stuttering, with his speaking, with his cognitive
ability.
President
Trump who was the interrupt-a-thon in September of 2020, as you remember.
We will let our team debate the tactics of how these will move forward. All I can tell you is the president is ready to do it.
Okay.
Right.
Caroline, thanks for being here.
Way to hustle over here. We thank you in the rain.
Nice
It's breaking news this morning. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dan.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.